Hi all, this is video number 5. This video shows how learning not only unlocks our potential, but also develops our naturally graceful capabilities and effectiveness in working with others and handling life challenges. If we become naturally graceful, we become more effective at everything else in our lives. In this video, we'll talk about the importance of natural gracefulness, what natural gracefulness is and how it's better than our normal approach, how graceful how natural gracefulness is realistic, how learning makes us naturally graceful, and the tangible effects that natural gracefulness can have in our lives. In previous videos, we've emphasized these themes. We're all fundamentally good, we all matter, and we have the potential to be amazing. Our lives are supposed to be phenomenal, and we're supposed to naturally love life. And we've talked about how becoming yourself unlocks your natural gracefulness, which then naturally helps you become more effective with others and make differences and get better at everything else. So, in this video, we'll talk about developing that natural gracefulness. To understand what we mean by natural gracefulness, let's talk first about our normal approach to life. We force ourselves to be the good person others expect us to be. We control our feelings, thoughts, and behaviors with rules, techniques, and procedures, and we fake it just to survive, especially when we feel like we're falling short of those expectations. Of course, we expect others to control themselves the same way, which means they also have to force themselves and fake it to meet our expectations. We know how this looks when others are forcing themselves and faking it. They come across as awkward, controlled, forced, and fake. And we also know when we felt the same way ourselves. This is frequently what we mean when we say we have imposter syndrome. Sound familiar? What makes this worse is that we actually have superhuman expectations of each other. Think about the times when people say things like, just be nice, or share, or be patient, or forgive. Most of the time, when people are telling us this, typically with strong undertones of guilt and obligation. There are usually times when the person or situation is absolutely not deserving of us being nice or sharing or being patient or forgiving. Is it reasonable to have these expectations of us? They seem superhuman to me. Think about what it takes for you to comply with these expectations. Typically, we just choke back our actual feelings and keep on faking it. If you can't reach superhuman expectations, being an imposter seems like a much safer choice. What if, instead of faking it, we embraced learning and worked to become the naturally good person we have the intrinsic potential to be? And then we just acted naturally in every moment. Wait, is this even realistic? As we've discussed in earlier videos, we are fundamentally good, and we're built with a natural sense of ourselves and our environments, a natural sense of who we are and our purpose, a natural sense of what's important to us, and a natural connection with others. Imagine how much more effective we'd be in any interaction if we could connect with these natural emotions. And anyway, being naturally graceful is far better than how we normally handle things. Imagine how much more effective we'd be if we could clear away all of the issues that got in our way. Imagine if we became a more naturally effective person. We would naturally be more effective at being ourselves in life, and being ourselves around others. Let's put this in another perspective. Your life is yours. It's about you. Own it. There's no reason to believe that anyone matters more than you. Stop beating yourself up for stuff that isn't important to you and harness your intrinsic motivation and energy. This will allow you to better collaborate with others because, of course, you also don't matter more than anyone else. If we're all harnessing our natural intrinsic energy, we can creatively optimize mutual value for all of us. As we find ourselves and collaborate with others, we also find our greater purpose. I also believe that as we become ourselves, especially within a healthy learning journey, we start to appreciate a much more mature sense of value and a greater purpose. Think about your own experience. We started out being overwhelmed by simple needs like hunger, and we soon found that we liked simple things like candy. But as we started to transcend those simple needs, we found that those simple things did not fully satisfy us, and that too much of those things actually made us feel worse. We also found things that gave us a much richer sense of value, like our connection to others. No one had to tell us that we liked being connected with others. We sensed it naturally, even if we may have found being around others complicated. Here's where the problem comes in. Being human is hard, and we're not very good at it. So many people did not get this healthy learning journey, which left us buried in issues that got in the way of our natural sense for more complex value. Also, we don't trust our natural feelings, so we look for ways of replacing those feelings with something more appropriate. It's likely, as we're trying to figure out life, we were told what we should think and feel rather than allowing us to determine what we really feel. We were told what our purpose should be rather than allowing us to discover what it really is. If we're able to mature in a healthy way without being encumbered by issues, we tend naturally to find a much higher purpose. We tend naturally to find a much higher purpose where we generate more complex value that benefits all of us mutually. For example, we find natural satisfaction in helping others. As we've been saying throughout these videos, learning is the answer. To start out, learning makes us more capable, giving us more effective results. Learning also helps us with confidence. Confidence is important because lack of confidence can deter us from things we'd likely be successful at. Lack of confidence can distract us while performing, filling our heads with worries. Moreover, lack of confidence keeps us from trying new things. Having confidence in any situation can get us in the zone, a state of flow, allowing us to achieve our best. We need to be realistic with our confidence, however, because overconfidence is dangerous both to ourselves and others. If we're naturally graceful, we have a realistic sense of ourselves and of the situation. Our decisions aren't encumbered by issues such as the need to live up to expectations or prove ourselves. We can approach situations with a clear-headed assessment of how to proceed. Learning helps us build our confidence and adaptability, address our issues, discover who we are and what's actually valuable to us, and get better at getting better. Learning helps us change ourselves and each other, making us all healthier. We clear up our collective issues, create a naturally graceful humanity, achieve our potential together, and all rise together. We have more effective thought processes and more accurate mindsets. We can create a more supportive environment and reduce our collective issues, which allow us to connect with our real feelings. As we get better at learning, we start to realize a higher version of ourselves, and probably a higher vision of ourselves too. We have fewer issues. We're more mature. We're more connected with our feelings. We're better able to handle truth rather than hiding from it. We're better able to understand and accept ourselves and others. We see things in a whole new way, with greater self-awareness, contextual awareness, and awareness of others. And we may even start to achieve those superhuman expectations. Natural gracefulness gives us a whole new take on emotional intelligence. Because we're in touch with our natural gracefulness, we're less dependent on rules and techniques. We can let go of inaccurate mindsets and beliefs because we no longer need them. We have less need to control ourselves and our emotions. We've worked through the mindsets and thought processes that tend to distort our emotions. We've gotten better able to accept how things are, and we're more accepting of our emotions. And we're also comfortable in the space where I matter and you matter, meaning that we can negotiate and collaborate with others, especially in sensitive or emotionally charged situations, to build mutual value together. As we scale up our natural gracefulness, we can work together to let go of our collective issues, such as those beliefs, rules, and techniques that we've imposed on each other. As we've mentioned, natural gracefulness makes us more effective at everything in our life. Let's take a look specifically at how natural gracefulness makes us more effective at being ourselves in life, and being ourselves around others. Being naturally graceful clearly makes us better at being ourselves. We're more authentic because we're not struggling with our identity and self-worth. We've gained awareness of our blind spots, and we're not forcing ourselves to be someone else. We're more connected to our true purpose or calling because our connections to our true feelings has allowed us to better discern and accept who we are and what we're excited about. If we're able to be our authentic selves and are connected to our real passion, we have intrinsic energy and motivation, and we're more holistically healthy and resistant. We're less plagued by anxiety and hopelessness, and we're better able to deal with adversity and change. Being naturally graceful clearly makes us far more effective at being ourselves in life. First, we're naturally more confident. We're more comfortable and competent in specific situations and in adapting to new situations. And we're generally more comfortable with ourselves and others. Since we have a better sense of who we are, we have better career discernment, such as setting our direction and goals and determining our strengths and differentiators. And we can build job capabilities very quickly. We're naturally better with responsibility, initiative, and achievement. We're comfortable negotiating realistic commitments that fit our interests. We get a sense for the most effective directions, and we're able to collaborate to find the best approaches. And we can persevere to achieve our commitments even when the way is challenging and unclear. And we develop a higher executive level set of capabilities such as management and organization, commercial awareness, critical thinking analysis, creativity, innovation, and agility, and strategizing within ambiguity and complexity. And being naturally graceful makes us better at being ourselves around others. Being authentic will make you naturally charismatic. Others will be able to relate to you more, and you'll have more influence. You'll be naturally more caring, empathetic, understanding, and accepting of others. You'll be naturally comfortable and adept with diversity and inclusion, and you'll be able to identify and confront your biases. You'll be able to have authentic, natural conversations. You'll be a more effective leader and facilitator, and you'll be naturally better at navigating complex situations such as when you need to stand up for yourself, or when facing major social issues such as polarization, discrimination, or hostility. Hopefully, now you see how learning increases your natural gracefulness, which makes you naturally more effective at everything else. All of this because we're learning to learn.